and welcome along to Inside Line Racing. This is ILR3, the Xbox tier, and welcome to a very soggy Austrian Grand Prix here in Spielberg in the Red Bull Ring, as it's famously known. I am Jess, and joining me in the commentary box, as per usual, is Jack. Hello, Jack.
Hello. I'm just wondering what people are going to do for setups mostly at the moment, because obviously the Parc Fermé on, they're either going to qualify low with a dry setup or qualify high with a wet setup and then fall back in the race. So we might see some people that are normally a bit further down the order jump up because of their wet setups. So it's going to be a bit of a topsy-turvy grid. There's a passive Vanquisher not really getting going in the exit of the pits.
Yeah, so he needs to be careful with that. Austria have held the first race on this circuit from around 97 to 2003, and then it came back in 2014, and it's pretty much a favourite circuit for the drivers alike. And we're seeing most of the drivers go out now. Advantage of being on the wet, they can go out for as long as they want without the tyres overheating as much. So obviously you have the wets, but the usual tyres is the ultras, supers and the softs. And since it's a wet qualifying, they all get a free choice of tyres, so they don't need to worry about the tyres they're on or anything. They can start on whatever they want. So we'll probably see less people on the ultras today, unless people would do a bit of a gamble, but we'll have to find out. But as we're seeing, I think a few people starting their out laps now. Callum G, I think, was the first person I saw on a lap at the moment, as he just goes past sector 2 now. And he's not looking that bad. It is quite tricky, because I think they're probably going to focus on the race more than the wets, I think. Not many people practice on the wets.
Oh, actually no, that was expected. That was expected. He did have a quali ban.
Yeah, Hamilton has got a quali ban from last week, just to let you know, so if you're wondering why he got that, he retired, he's got that. And just to let you know about last week as well, the Spain results, even though there was glitches on the game, there weren't enough for the stewards to deem it to cancel it. So the race results do count. So Smasher Sam wins, and also Jason Boyd's first podium as well. So just to let you know about that.
Ooh, that's close.
We're already seeing a few drivers.
1:15.
Well.
We have no idea what that means. That 1:15.7 at the moment. We haven't seen any other laps been put in. The Inter's quite a bit slower, it seems, around 1. Not that much so, 1.3. But then again, Austria is probably, of the proper circuits, probably the shortest proper circuit of the entire calendar, maybe excluding Monaco. Because Monaco, of course, is the only circuit where we don't go to 300 kilometres. Otherwise, we'd be here all night.
Yeah, I know.
So I think some people are actually struggling with invalidations as well, because only 3 people have set time so far. Smasher Sam coming across the line, he goes fastest by only around a 10th. Actually, no, about 300ths.
Yeah, so that's not bad. Again, we don't know what the conditions are going to be. Laser guns on the set of Inters, so I don't think it's conditions for Inters. As you can see, the rain is absolutely chucking it down right now. But I wonder how Sam is going to do in these wet conditions, because we mainly see him in the dry. We haven't had a wet, quality all dry race at all. No, a wet race at all for the whole of the season. So it's pretty much a given that it was going to be wet today. We'll have to find out what the other guys are doing at the moment. Bibin should be on a lap, I think, in P11. So we'll just have to wait to see what he can do. He is going past sector 2 as well. We've got yellow flag in sector 2. I don't know what it is, and it's probably not going to tell us who it is. It's probably going to be someone slowing down on the track as well.
Yeah, I know who it was.
Who was it?
Vanquisher was just letting Leper Affinity pass. I don't think he made a mistake. I think he just went off wide into the one of the off-roads and let the Ferrari pass. So there's going to be quite a few yellow flags. I think Revolution stopped as well to let somebody pass. So we'll probably see a lot of yellow flags, especially Sam. Improves around on his old time by 1.2 tenths. Leper Affinity is going a bit everywhere at the moment. I think he's got a dry setup on, because that is a very loose back end, and he's lost it.
He's lost it already, which is not the best, you've got to say, because I think a lot of these guys have no traction, obviously, due to the fact that it's a line-only league. And to be honest, traction around this circuit in the wet is very tricky. So they've got to be more wary of it. And some people having no assistance.
Well, there's 2 cars off there.
2 cars, wow.
Oh, make that 3. almost. That was a good save from Blazer Guns. I think he got spooked by Rampage trying to come back onto the track, who's almost immediately lost it again because of his absolutely ruined tyres at this point.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are starting to have those tyres ruined a little bit as well. I haven't had word from the drivers on what the weather's going to be like for the race, but I think if I haven't heard anything, it's more likely going to be a dry race. But again, we shall find out soon. I will double check though. But right now, Smasher Sam is still leading the championship with 30-point gap between his nearest rivals. So he's doing quite well in the championship, and also he's got Hamilton and Sturridge right behind him as well. Sturridge hasn't won this season, I don't think. It's either been Smasher Sam or Hamilton who's won races, and Sturridge needs to really put his foot down. He almost got a win last week. We had a few penalties from the game, which were quite unexpected anyway, as I think a lot of people are now diving it into the pits and probably are going to stay on the wets, or they might go to winters, even though it's not the best. Oh, Rampage just spoiled it. I think it was turn 5, I think it was. So that he just lost it there. And
also, in this qualifying session, we'll probably be seeing more people going for multiple laps at a time, because the wets and inters don't wear nearly as quickly as the dry compounds do. So we'll probably see people do 2, maybe 3 laps at a time this Rampage around again. I think there's quite a bit of a wet patch going through turn 8, I think that is, because I think I've seen about 5 cars spin off there already, and we're only 7 minutes in. Sam's about to complete his third flying lap, actually. I don't think he's actually come into box yet, and he's improved again, so something's obviously working for him.
I think
Sturridge is going to follow him soon afterwards. Oof.
I think
Close.
Sorry, carry on.
Yes, it's close. Just carry on. I think Jason's pretty good as well. He said to me that he's looking for some points, but of course, I think it's actually gone back to light rain now. So obviously, pad being, even though it's still not as good as the wheel, it's better performing in the intermediate conditions. Because if you're in wet conditions, you just wheel is going to win. Unfortunately, it's just a bit unbalanced like that. Anyway.
Yeah, to be honest, in these wet conditions, it is very hard on the pad. I have never heard anyone say, oh, they like it on the pad in the rain. It is difficult. We've seen people on Xbox tiers, in particular in the top ones, really do well in these wet conditions, and I'm like, what on earth? And I'm like, how do they do it? But it's just pure skill, and Jason is getting there, to be honest. He's in the 3rd tier out of 4, so he must be doing something right, and I wonder what all the other pad users are going to do as well. We only got 15 drivers, so not everyone is here tonight. I'm guessing the rain has struck down bad at the moment. So Steerage 12 thousandths behind Sam, so that is pretty close already, and we've got 8 minutes to go of the session. I wonder if some of the guys are waiting to go on to the set of the intermediates, waiting for it to die down, because like we said, it is getting better, and they're just waiting for the perfect moment, because it wasn't as raining as it was hard now. We'll just have to wait and see. But it is 36 laps of this circuit, and tyres on the Ultras do run out very quickly, so I wonder how these wets have been doing. I don't know how Sam has been doing it for 3 laps, but pretty good from him. As Jason crosses the line for his next lap, as someone...
Who's that?
I don't know. I don't know who's joined the session.
Don't think that's
anyone that we know. Jason crosses the line. He doesn't improve. That's 7 tenths down on this sector. So, yeah, I think probably you might go into the pits, and you'll probably go on to a set of inters right now, as I think probably most of them will. I think Joker's on a set of inters right now. We'll see. He's pretty much the benchmark, I think, on those set of intermediate tyres. So we'll just watch him and see if he's struggling on his tyres. He doesn't seem to be. He just loses a little bit in some corners, but he is keeping it together. So it is hard in the wet. So he must be doing something right. But he's about 1.5 seconds behind Sam at the moment. So, and he's going into the pits. So probably thought it was too early, maybe. Who else is on the Inters? Oh, Edited Form's on the Inters, 113.7. So I wonder if Sam and Stuart will be going on the Inters now. No, they're not. They're on the wet still. So very mixture strategy, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, Sam and Steerage are on the Inters.
Are they? Oh, wait a minute.
So
I'm looking on
yeah,
best.
you're on
fitted.
best. You're on their best time.
Yeah,
so
silly me.
because of this improving conditions, there's only 7 laps left. It's going to be whoever finishes their lap last is going to have the best track conditions to do so. So I wouldn't be surprised if the person who does set their lap last, Steerage having a bit of a moment, does have the fastest lap. I mean, Edited Fawn, it's borderline. He's put Inters on and he's already 8/10 quicker than Smasher Sam. So it just gives you how much of a prospect this track's improving. Steerage going a bit wide.
Yeah, and we know from past seasons, Steerage is very good on the wet. We see Toro also going the gravel as well. I think that, I don't know who that was. No, actually it was Revolution.
That was Revolution.
And Callum has improved his time by 6/10 to Edited Fawn as well. So if these guys are not on the Inters right now, then I don't really know what they're going to be doing. So they really need to go out and go on those Inters, otherwise they're not going to get the best position. Even though they'll have free tyre choice anyway, it's going to be hard to get a clean lap in, have more, you probably have more traffic to deal with as well. So Callum G's on pole, but not for long. So I don't think it is going to dry up, but it's just the fact that you need to be on track most of the time, because the track gets better all the time in these conditions. So if you're in the pits, you're going to lose a lot of time, and it's a bit of a disadvantage if you're in the pits, to be honest. But it depends on how they use their tyres.
Wow, Steerage with a very solid lap, 12.9. Again, that just shows again how much this track's improving, and then Smasher Sam beats out by 6/10. So yeah, this track is going to be whoever sets their lap last. I don't think it would be improving this quick. We'll probably be seeing maybe 1.8s, 1.9s by the end. I would have thought around there anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I haven't really commentated on a qualifying in Austria, which is wet, so I don't have clear indication on what the lap times are gonna be. So we're just gonna see what happens, see how it improves. It might improve to 109. We'll just have to find out. It depends on the pace as well. As we've got Bibbin on his out lap, and we got 3 people in the pits. They'll be going out soon, with 4 minutes to go of the session then. And I think Rampage has improved. He's up into P5. Now, the top 3 are incredibly close, but the rest of them, they need some more time to make up. Maybe the wets, the Inters are not as easy as some people thought, but they are just getting used to it, remember, so we'll have to find out. Freyhard is still on the wet though, so and I'm just going to say...
Yeah, Steerage improved to go within 2/10 of Smasher Sam as well, and I think Freyhard Wiz is just about to come across the line. So he's got a lot of battery left. He goes P3. That's a good lap from the Haas. Callum G also put in a decent lap to put him 4th. I think everybody below AOR Edited Fawn has not set a lap on the Inters yet, because that is quite a sudden and substantial gap. So I'd say 112, 111s will start getting soon.
Edited Fawn did set a lap on Inters. It was Jason,
yeah.
Bibbin, Vanquisher, Epics. They're the only ones that haven't set their lap times on the Inters yet. They probably... I won't be surprised, Jack, if it was invalidated.
Yeah, I think Jason's backed off as well. I don't think he gave himself enough room between himself and Bibbin. That's why he's relaxed for a lap and started to recharge some of his battery. May as well go on board with Bibbin as he's stuck with the lap. I'll see what his gap is going into Sector 3, which comes in between Turn 7 and Turn 8. There it is. It's not giving me a gap. That's not helpful, but I'll carry on with it. Through Turn 8, we've seen most mistakes. Steerage goes fastest by around 1/10.5 from Smasher Sam. Track is still improving, and we'll probably see quite a decent lap from Bibbin, because this car has been pretty planted the whole way around through Turn 10. No oversteer, no understeer. It's very rare to get no oversteer out that turn. Even in the wet, even in the dry, you normally get it. ILR Bibbin goes P5. Decent lap. Callum G has been pretty good in qualifying recently. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was on the 2nd row in Spain.
Yes, I think he was 4th or 5th last week, I think, so it's pretty good. I think he just needs to be more consistent with his race pace, and then he'll be up there with the top guys, I think. So he's very good on one lap pace, but at times his race pace is usually not good. But we have seen in Bahrain, he was, I think it was one time he got the first points from McLaren. He was sensational. He did really well, and he got some good points. So it is not all over for Pat. There is still, we've got like 9 or 8 rounds to go. So it is anyone's game. The championship is not over by any stretch of imagination for any of these guys. So any of the top guys can make mistakes. So Callum could be the dark horse of this championship soon if he improves on his race consistency, I think.
I mean, we do only have 15 here today, so consistency is going to be all the more because there's going to be less people to run into, obviously. There's less people to run into you. So if people keep it consistent, we should be seeing quite a few finishing. But Austria, from what I've seen in the past, has been quite a crash course, no matter who you're with.
Yes. I've seen in ILR3 yesterday when I was commentating on that, literally everyone apart from one person got a penalty. And then when I was racing in ILR7, hardly anyone got penalties. So it's a little bit of a mixture, I think, depending on what tier you're in. But I think because it's a no assist tier apart from line, I won't be surprised we could get a lot more penalties here, I think. Because especially for the no line users, if anyone has chosen to use no line, as Callum G's went a little bit wide into turn 1 there as he approaches turn 2. So he needs to find time on this lap if he wants to get another lap in.
Yeah, this will be everybody's last laps as well, I think.
Yeah.
Unless they cross the line while qualifying is still valid. Once that time goes to naught, the laps they are on will be their last lap. Steerage goes to 1:11's first person to do so. Jason's actually on top of Smasher Sam now. Smasher Sam, as we speak, is coming through turn 10. He's about to start another lap, so be on board with him. It'll be his last one, so hopefully he doesn't make a mare of it, otherwise he'll be starting maximum on the 3rd row. Jason again is pretty close to Bibbin. I think Bibbin's backed off while Jason was still on a lap, so Jason's found himself in the same position he found himself a couple of laps ago. He may get a bit of latent slipstream coming off of Bibbin, but then again it's going to hurt him when he gets to the late 2nd sector and pretty much all of the 3rd sector, because that consists of fast turns, and he's just going to be losing downforce pretty much all the way through there. Joker's finished in P6. There's a Haas Freyhard Wiz on the grass on the straight. Callum G's finished in P4. It's a good result for him.
Yeah.
Steerage is also finished as well. He's out of fuel. Maybe he's going to start. I don't know, because this track is drying out. Jason's in the gravel. He's going to start maximum P2 now. So it's all really down to Smasher Sam. He's going a bit shaky on the loose out of turn 8, but it's going to be all down to how nailed can he get turn 9 and turn 10. Good apex on the entry, good apex on the exit. Doesn't take too much on turn 10. That can launch the car up. He straightens the car up. I think it's going to be a decent time, but he doesn't improve, so it's P3 for Smasher Sam. And I think everybody has set their lap now, because everybody's actually run out of fuel.
Freyhard is still, I was going to say Freyhard was on the lap, but he's not improving because he's on the 133s at the moment. So we just seen Jason go wide again, or no, actually no, it was edited forward, I think. So I think steerage slowed down a little bit because he was running out of fuel, but I think that he meant to do that. I've seen a Ferrari AI cloned another AI. That was interesting. But anyway, steerage once again then is on pole for the Austrian Grand Prix. That was a good. I think that wasn't a bad lap, I think, to be honest. 3 tenths clear from Jason. Jason P2, Jason beat Sam, so on a pad in the wet, that is pretty much insane. So props to Jason for that one. And well, to be honest, he said to me earlier on he was going to run a wet setup, even though it was probably going to be dry in the race. That was before we found out it was going to rain? So is that good karma? Jason could probably read the game's mind or something. So that was a very good call from Jason.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good qualifying. I don't think it's going to rain in the race, because I've never ever seen it rain in qualifying and a race. Yeah, you go through the order.
Okay, so we got steerage on pole, followed by ILRT Jason, and it's Sam in 3rd, Callum G in 4th. Freyhard, a good result, qualifying in 5th. We've got Joker in 6th, Epic 7th, Bibbin 8th, Edited 4 9th, Rampage 10th, and then we've got Revolution, Vanquisher, Blazer Guns, Leper, and then Hamilton, who had his qualifying ban. He starts at the back. He did not set a time. So there you go. There is your qualifying order for today's race. It's going to be interesting on what tyres they pick as well. It's not as sunny as I thought, actually. Usually, if it's a wet quali, it's usually a very dry race, but it looks a bit overcast and cloudy, doesn't it, Jack?
Yeah, Vessel, I don't think it's going to rain. If it does, it'll be the first time I've ever seen it happen, but it's just going to really mean a reduction in track temperature, and it's probably going to be, that means actually a raise in the tyre wear, because their tyre's going to be sliding a lot more because they're not going to get up to temperature as easily. So we may see some punctures in the late phase of the race, which is actually very common around Austria. So I'll be on the lookout for tyre wear.
Yes, and I think we will do as well. The supers last to around about lap 14 to 16, and then they'll have to pit, and then the softs can last about 20 to 24 laps. But if they push it at 24 laps, then it's a bit of a gamble pretty much. So 20 laps, I think, at most, you can push it on the soft, I think, well, and not struggle, really. So, and the Ultras, I think, only last about 8 to 10 laps. So, Ultra is probably not the best tyre to be on, but let's just see what tyres they've chosen. We go on the tyres at the moment. I was going to say, everyone is not on Ultra Softs, but we've got one, which is Vanquisher in P12. I think what he wants to do is he wants to try and climb up his way through the field whilst everyone else is on a harder tyre than him. But it might be an issue for him because he has to pit earlier than his rivals behind him, and he's probably going to lose some positions. But maybe he might be going for the Supercharger Award. You never know. As we have got, let's just go through the tyres then. We have got Steerage, Jason, Sam, Freyard, Joker, Epics, Bibbin, Edited Form, Rampage, Revolution. They're all on the super soft tyres, and Edited Form and Rampage just got disqualified. And we got Callum G, Blazer Guns, Leper, and Hamilton on the soft tyres. So all 3 tyres used today. Which one is going to be the most effective, I wonder? And we'll just have to wait and see once we get to the race.
Yeah, we saw actually Vanquisher go for that softest tyre first in Bahrain, and it was actually working out pretty well for him until he unfortunately crashed coming up to turn, I think it was at turn 8, he just hit the throttle pedal too hard and slewed around and hit the wall. He was actually doing pretty well on 2-stop. It was actually working out pretty well for him, and around Bahrain that normally doesn't happen. And Bahrain is not very good for 2-stops at all. Around Austria, a 2-stop could be a big blessing if he uses it correctly.
Yeah, sometimes in these sort of tracks, 2-stops could be a very good point, because I've seen in some tracks like Abu Dhabi, sometimes Hungary or Russia, 2-stops can be faster, but 1-stops are doable as well. I think we've seen quite a few people do 2-stops. I think it was either China or Bahrain, I think, but I think the 1-stops were the faster of the tyre, as we've seen the last of the drivers about to get underway. 15 drivers, but we're still going to have a cracking race anyway, so we're about to get underway here in Spielberg. The 5 lights are coming off, they are revving it up. Steerage and Jason alongside, and it is lights out, and away we go. And it looks like Steerage got a great start. Jason is already dropping positions already. Sam has got a good launch off the line. Jason around the outside of Sam, and Jason got the position back. Looks like everybody's made it clean into turn 1. Hamilton trying to gain position, but not quite working at the moment as he's dropping down the field, but Steerage getting a good start as well. Epics dives it around past Edited Fawn as well. Freyhard past Callum as well as he gains position, and we're starting to see dropping position. Revolution struggling at the back, and I don't think we got any other damage right now. But it's 5 wide in turn 5. Oh my god. We've got, I think it was Joker, Callum, and Epics as well. They were struggling a little bit, and 3 or 4 wide around turn 5. It is not the best way, I think. But yeah, Steerage getting a good start. Sam got a good start as well, but Jason got a good switch back to regain second place there. But yeah, some interesting and gains and losses throughout the field already as we approach lap 2 of this race.
Yeah, I was actually looking, there was 2 incidents that I really picked out. The 2 Toro Rossos continuing their woes for this season because they actually hit each other going into turn 3. It was a bit like when Mika Hakkinen hit Coulthard back in 1999, but it was actually with Joker as well. You had a bit of a similar incident to what he had in Australia. You just completely misjudged the brakes and went completely in the side of a Haas. Vanquisher, I was on board for that. Not too sure what happened there. His car caught air in the middle of the straight for no reason, and he just slid around near the wall. What the hell happened there? That was not his fault at all. That was very strange indeed, but no, it wasn't even decent. He didn't hit anyone. His car just flew up out of the ground and he just spun around and hit the wall. That was very strange. We've actually still got 2 people tied again, and the safety car is out.
So for the second race in a row, we got a safety car. I wouldn't have called that. Please, game, don't
I think they must have upped the rate in safety cars.
Yeah, well, to be honest, they had been told last week when they go to the pits to actually slow down once they get to the pit exit, because they have time in the normal race conditions to slow down to get to the Delta, but you have to actually be on the Delta when you actually join the pits. That's why a lot of people did get time penalties due to that, so that is why. So, oh my word, wasn't expecting that. That's probably what is happening, is there's no point for some of the guys to pit already, but we got Callum and Joker on the softs, and Joker on...
Those are both the front wings, I think.
Yeah, front wings, but everyone else who's got no damage, there's no point in them pitting right now, because otherwise we have to do a 2-stop. So they're choosing to stay where they are. But one advantage, Jack, them being on the safety car conditions, that means their tyres are going to last a little bit longer, which is going to be very crucial in the race. So a blessing in disguise for the super soft running especially.
Yeah, they'll probably extend their stint by a couple of laps to give them a bit of an easier time on their second stint. But I think what we're going to do with Supercharge this time round, we'll leave it 1 more lap after the safety car, and then whoever has the most positions, because we're tied again. We're tied between actually ILR Hamilton and LR Blazer Guns in the Ferrari. Both up 6 at the moment. They were both up 4 before the safety car. But 2 people in front of them went in, of Callum G and Joker. So now they're both up 6. I think what we'll do, we'll leave it 1 lap. We'll leave it for the restart. We'll leave it, and then after that lap, we'll call it. At the moment, you can't.
No, we can't at the moment, because obviously there is a safety car in force. So you can see the flashing lights on the F1 Experiences board. So I wonder how long the safety car is going to be. Looks like the safety car is not causing much troubles at the moment. Luckily the safety car came early in the race, really, more than instead of doing the pit window, because otherwise that would have caused a lot of trouble. So there must be a relief on some people's shoulders. I think it'll be a relief on steerage, is it? Because obviously he's going to get a chance to warm his tyres a little bit more as well, and try and pull away from Jason as well. And it also gives Sam another chance to get a better restart and possibly see if he can jump Jason as well. So watch out for Sam as well to see if he can improve that. So he had the better start to begin with, but then Jason has a switch back. So it will be Jason's opportunity to do that. So the weather is starting to get a little bit better. We can still see a lot more of the sun now. So the track is getting hotter. So that is where we can see the tyres to get a little bit hotter, as Sam almost hit Jason there, but luckily he's alright. And what has happened to some people? Has dropped off. Some Blazer Guns, I think, just went a little bit off.
No, I think he might edited Fawn might have tried to warm up his brakes a bit, and then Blazer Guns just tried to avoid him. I think that's all that happened there, and he's just given the position back. I mean, no overtaking, safety car, no front wings off. I don't think anyway. Yeah, it's quite a short safety car. I was only out for 2 laps.
But I think it didn't take that long to take Vanquish's car out the way, which we jinxed him again, I think. As DRS is enabled, oh my word, that is quick. And steerage got a massive jump, a very good restart. But let's see what Sam can do off the line. Can he get a better restart than he did last time about? He's still behind Jason though. He's got a bit of making ground to do right now. And Callum G, he's right behind Bivin as well. But let's just watch that battle for P2 right now, as we're going towards turn 2 and turn 3. I think we like to call it turn 3. Sam stays behind Jason, but we got Epix has just dropped it quite a lot there. We're going to still give it one more lap for the supercharge at the moment. So Blazer Guns has gained a position there as well. What about Hamilton? Hamilton's behind Rampage as well, so we've still got a 1, 2, 3, 4 car train, and we can see in the gaps as well, steerage already falling away like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, dude, definitely get the good start there. He almost took off like lightning there, but he controlled the restart and he did it well. So we're about to finish off lap 5, and then we will call him to get supercharge award. But at the moment, unless Hamilton can make
it's going to be Blazer Guns, from what I'm seeing.
Let's just see if we go.
Yeah, it's going to be Blazer Guns.
Yeah, Blazer Guns will get the supercharge award. The first round and the third round was Snod. The second round I can't remember, and the fourth round
is Hamilton. I think no, it wasn't Hamilton. I can't remember who it was.
The fourth round was Hamilton.
Oh dear.
What has happened? What are you seeing? As we got Hamilton and Leopard side by side, Hamilton's going to gain. It looks like he's going to gain another position going into the DRS straight. DRS is enabled, remember, in this lap. So we're starting to see. I think Joker's off it off as well. So he had a horrible restart, I think, as well. So Hamilton now up into 8th. He's about 1.2 behind Epic. So that is a good for him as well. So on lap 6 of this Grand Prix, if someone were on these ultras, they will probably pit around about 2 laps, but no one's on the ultras right now. The only person that was on the ultras is now out of this race, so you still see the supers and the softs. So yeah, Jason still leads in lap 7, and it's saying the DRS enabled twice there. That's very weird. But anyway.
Yeah, the first notification was DRS disabled, so that is the notification it was disabled, it wasn't enabled. So this is the notification just to say you can use it now. And Smash Sam is still behind Jason. Jason's actually close to steerage. And Smash Sam is to Jason. So Jason is really on it at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this straight, he maybe has a little peek at steerage. I mean, steerage quite clearly has a very low aero car because he had slipstream DRS. And he didn't seem to be closing on the Mercedes at all. I think because maybe they're both ILR3 guys, they may be giving each other a helping hand here, even though they are in different teams. But anyway, I won't say anything about that. No conspiracies here. I'm not saying anything. But Smasher Sam is not going to be liking this because Jason's just sort of latently staying behind steerage, and steerage seems to have the quicker car. So if Jason just stays where he is, I don't think Sam is going to be able to get close to the Red Bull.
No, and Jason is falling off a lot more than we thought we would. But Sam has gone faster than Jason right now, so he is catching up. So Sam is looking to see if Jason makes a mistake. We have to have our first penalty of the session. That is from Freyhard. I think that was in turn 1, I think, where he got that penalty. I think, if I'm not that surprised.
Oh, he had a peak.
He had a little bit of a peak, didn't he? He is really hungry to get this lead because he got a podium last time about, and he's using that motivation and momentum to try and possibly get the win. So maybe what we said, maybe his thought process of having a wet setup on has worked out, because I think the only thing he changed with a wet setup is mainly the height, mainly, and possibly the ballast as well. Because some can run ballast at 9. Maybe he probably put the ballast at 8, but running the ballast at 8 actually keeps the car really stable, and I think that's what Jason is doing right now, and that's what's helping him, I think. I won't be surprised if he's on 8 ballast, remember, but in the 2019 game, they can only run 6.
Oh, I think we might be able to see a move. Again, Smash Sam, I think he's got in comparison to steerage, I think Sam has got a very heavy aero biased car because he pulled out the slipstream of Jason and he almost instantly slowed back down to the speed of the Red Bull up the inside into turn 3. Sam is a clean move so far. He gives Jason room on the outside. Jason actually managed to hang it around the outside of the Force India, and Sam's passed. That was a nice and clean move from the Force India.
Very good job from Sam there. He's on a wheel, don't forget, so he has more his tyres. He can manage his tyres a lot more.
Oh, look who's joined the gang. Freyhard Wiz.
Wow. Freyhard Wiz is doing very well. He's definitely going to be the dark horse right now. We're not going to say anything wrong because I think Alan will be the dark horse, and he's right down in 12th place, so not saying anything more as we've got a four-car train going towards the long straight going downhill right now. Jason is going to try and see if he can get other people's tracking down. Steerage is already running away with it. Meanwhile, in the middle, Hamilton is closing up to Epic, so I won't be surprised if he can make a move in the next couple of turns or something. So we will watch out for them in a minute. But look at that.
Yeah, this is a very close race. This is an extremely close race. I mean, bar Revolution, who's unfortunately in last at the moment, we haven't got a gap bigger than 2 seconds. Actually, no, we've got one gap bigger than 2 seconds between Blazer Guns and Editor Vaughan. Other than that, we've got gaps all below 2.5 seconds. There's not one gap bigger than that. We've had 6 laps of racing. Blazer Guns went up the inside of Epic. Well, Epic's actually tried to go around the outside of Blazer Guns. Blazer Guns forced a bit wide, and Hamilton just snuck up the inside. That is great capitalisation from Hamilton. Epic's trying to go back down the inside. Hamilton just brakes a bit later and manages to hang that Mercedes around the outside of turn 5.
Yeah, so he almost, Hamilton almost got the move done on Blazer Guns there, so I won't be surprised if he does have the edge at some point as well. As to be honest, Austria is well known in ILR and in other leagues for creating one of the most fantastic races. As Jason's got a 3-second time penalty. Don't know what that is, but I did see he got a lot of warnings, so I'm not really that surprised, to be honest with you, as we're still running on board with Hamilton at the moment, and Sam is still catching up to steering.
Oh, he's going to look. He's not going to try it.
He's not going to try it now. Let's jump back to Hamilton and Blazer Guns. Hamilton, I think, makes it. Blazer Guns couldn't quite get the switch back though, so he stays where he is. Sam's closing up to steerage
Sam's having a look. Sam's having a look. Steerage hangs it around the outside. I think steerage had a little bit of lag there, and I think that spooked Smasher Sam, and he didn't go for it into turn 5. I think that's turn 5. Yeah, that is turn 5.
Yeah, I think it is turn 5.
Yeah, it is turn 5. I had to do a bit of a double take then, but yeah, it's turn 5. I was just going through all the corners in my head, but Sam, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets past steerage in a minute, because steerage seems to be struggling a bit more on those tyres than Sam is. I don't think steerage is getting the purchase on the front like the Force India, but then again, the Force India does have a much more aero-dependent car than the Mercedes, because Mercedes seems to just be getting away from him in the straights. Even with DRS and slipstream, it doesn't seem to be catching him an awful amount.
No, and he's going to have another chance now, I think, but he's not going to quite do it, I think, unfortunately, so he would possibly do it pretty soon as well. So I think that 18 and 20 as well, we'll see people pitting, so to see how that happens here. But I think when I was commentating on an ILR race last night, I saw the top 2 battle for the lead for pretty much 5 to 10 laps. That's how long it went, and they changed the lead pretty much every lap. So I won't be surprised if we see something like that today with these top 4. I think they're even closer than what I saw last night. So
yeah,
I wasn't expecting Jason.
Well, none of the top 4. They're all in different cars. All of the top 4 are separated by each other than less than a second. The top 3 are separated by around 8 tenths. I think Sam, is he going to have a look? That's not a great overtaking spot into turn 1. There's DRS into it, but I don't think you'll find many people actually having a go. He's got DRS on steerage on the run up to turn 3. Steerage is going to hug the inside line. He's going to have to go around the outside if he wants to make this move stick. I like his steerage on the inside. Force India, Smasher Sam on the outside. Steerage goes very deep. Smasher Sam gets a beautiful switchback. Gets DRS again, and I think steerage is going to have to concede that move unless he wants to go into turn 5 around the outside. Just like Smasher Sam did to him. Is Smasher Sam going to go deep, or is he going to keep it nice under control? Sam squeezes him as much as he dares. Steerage is actually going to go back round the outside. They're still side by side up to turn 6. I would have thought Smasher Sam will get this move done. At this point, he does. That is a fantastic move from the Force India. Steerage is going to have to try and find a way back now.
There you go, your championship leader has made his way past the reigning champion of ILR3 ILRT Steerage. He is definitely one of the favourites of this championship, and he just goes to show. But can we see a challenge?
Oh, Sam's made a mistake.
Oh, yeah, we can, because Sam has got a time penalty and he went wide into turn 9, I think it was, or turn 10. I'm losing track of turn numbers. But anyway, Yeah, he just lost it there. I don't know what happened to him, but Steerage regains the lead. I wonder
Is
if...
it going to be for long though? Ooh.
That was close. That was close. They're side by side into turn 3. Maybe
He's
not.
managed to
Sam still
defend
on
it.
the back.
Oh, he's got a bit of Jason side by side with them. He's going to be in the slipstream with steerage. They're going to be 3 wide into turn 5. I don't think that's going to happen. Jason's on the inside. He's going to have to put Sam into check, and he does. Freyhard Wiz is going to sneak up the inside. Oh, there's a bit of contact between the 2 side pods of the Haas and Force India. Force India's got the inside line into turn 6. He should hold that, and he does. So Jason ahead of Sam now as well. But Freyhard Wiz is going to try and go back up the inside of Sam. That was not a very wise move if he was trying to do that. We actually saw Verstappen pass Raikkonen there last year, so it's an overtaking spot for the brave, not the stupid.
This race has been absolutely incredible. I haven't been bored of it so far. There's pretty much been battles every single lap. So thank you, ILR3, for making it interesting, and Sam's going to make it even more interesting. Go away, camera. You've chosen the wrong camera for this. Jason and Sam side by side. I'm getting under. Looks like Freyhard is going to go in the middle. Holy moly, what is going on here? And looks like, is he going to get the double overtake? He's going to get the overtake on Jason. No. Does it well. And they're on similar penalties anyway, so that is 4th position. Actually, Sam, Freyhard and Jason are both on all 3 on 1 penalty, so it is definitely 4th position. Now Freyhard is going to try and catch it onto Sam. Wow, this is very close stuff. Freyhard Wiz, he did say in the chat that he does like Australia, so, and he's enjoying this race, I can tell so far from the amount of battles we've got so far. And look at the midfielder, from like 10th downwards to 12, their gaps are pretty tight as well, so they're all in similar pace right now, so that is good, and I think Smasher Sam goes to the pits. He's speeding
so
too
who
much.
is going to be loving...
Oh, he's so done just in time.
He's got it.
So
I tell you who is going to be loving those battles absolutely to the nail is going to be ALR3 and ILR3 Hamilton, because ILR3 Hamilton, he was only around 3 seconds behind Freyhard Wiz at the end of that stint, so he's going to be right up there by the time he gets those super softs on, because don't forget the softs will be slightly aged by the time Hamilton puts his super softs on, and he is on the soft compound, so he's going to be quite a bit faster by the time he goes onto his second stint. I mean, ALR3 has a clear view of his teammate battling with the Haas in front of him, so ALR3 has been catching them quite considerably over the last couple of laps.
Yeah, he has. He's been doing very well, actually. 2 of the Red Bulls in the points, so that will be good as well. So I think I'm probably going to get the most points in this race as well. But Hamilton's gained 10. And where's Smash?
Oh, Freyhard Wiz!
Oh no, he's gone. He's spun.
Turn 6.
Oh no, I think we probably jinxed it. Well, I jinxed him, I think. And
I'd say pit now. Keep it in a straight line, bud. Keep it in a straight line. Just go into the pits now. He's roasted those tyres.
Yeah, he's lost.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's where he's going. He's going into the pits. And so is Steerage and Jason. And Editor Fawn is staying out, obviously, and Hamilton, to their teammates going into the pit. Oh no, his race is going from good to bad for Freyhard, as he's got a 5 second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. And he's retired. I think he must have binned it in the pit lane.
He could have... No, he did get in the pits. I was on board with him. Because he did speed in the pit lane, so he must have gotten in there. Oh, Callum G, that was a big dive bomb. No wonder Blazer Guns got the switch back. That was a big locker.
That was something similar to what I did last night, but I ended up getting a time penalty added to the end of the race by the steward. So do not try that, guys. You'll probably end up getting a penalty like I did. But anyway, Freyhard has just left the session. He's not happy one bit, as we are going to see where Hamilton and Ed Vaughan goes behind these guys. But look at... Wait, Sam has jumped Steerage. Well, no, he hasn't. Sam went past him before. No, wait. Yeah, he has.
No, he has. He's jumped him by quite a long way as well.
By about 1.9 seconds. So...
But the undercut was superior.
That was very good for Smasher
quite
Sam.
a lot.
Yes. I think because Sam peeled a lap earlier, and obviously due to his tyres, and he's saved fastest laps now, so... And we are still seeing Hamilton and Editor Fawn having a little bit of a battle in turn 3. Hamilton goes past Edited Thorn
Yeah,
on the back
Vaughn's
foot.
tyres are going off.
Hamilton's alright.
think
He's on the
Vaughan-
softs though.
Yeah, I think Jason, he must have made a mistake. He's 9 seconds behind steerage. When a couple of laps ago, they were about a second apart. So Jason, I'm not too sure what's happened there. Steerage, I think, has just pitted on the wrong lap, and he's actually letting Sam get away a bit more. So Sam might have actually just duked steerage yet again, like he did in Australia.
Yeah.
And Bahrain. Smasher Sam, he is a force to be reckoned with in this championship. He's 30 points ahead. People are going to have to do some serious catching up if anybody wants that championship.
Yeah, it's a short championship, don't forget. Excuse me, we've got 8 or 9 rounds left. It's not the 421 race season, and it just. I remember last season it went down to the wire. No, it didn't. It went down to the last race in Brazil, and that's where Stewart's won
Second
it.
to last race.
Yeah, second to last race. I mean, yes, that's what I'm saying. It was in Brazil anyway, so I got the track right.
Callum G, is he going to make it stick this time? I think he may do. He's checked that laser guns. That was good defending. It was as much as he could possibly do, and he's absolutely maximised his attack. That is good attacking from McLaren and Callum G. He's into third. It's not a net third though, because I think he's going to have to pit again.
Yes, quite a few people will have to pit as well. Obviously, we've got Hamilton to pit as well on the softs. So I'm just checking with the tyres. Yeah, Edited Thorn has been on those super softs for 18 laps. How? But obviously the safety car was there, and it probably.
He actually looks like he's still got a decent amount of grip.
Yeah, he has.
I will be honest. It still looks like he has a decent amount of grip on those super softs. Surprisingly, I just saw Fry dive into the pits. That's for Laser Guns. Laser Guns has got an award this race, and that's a Supercharge award. He made up 7 places by what we decided was the end of the first few laps. We extended it a bit because the safety car came out on lap 2. So yeah, and then he made up he made up 1 more place on the restart lap, and he gave himself Supercharge over ILR3 Hamilton, who made up 6. So it was a decent mega effort from both drivers, but Blazing Guns on that occasion came out on top. There's yellows in sector 3. What is that for?
I don't know. Let me just check.
Oh, that's
Rampage.
Rampage round.
In
Ghosted,
turn 9.
so it's fine.
So he comes up towards the start-finish straight then, and I think he's only been on those tyres for 4 laps though, so it's definitely going to cost him. Now it's 5 laps. So he is on the back foot at the moment. He's in last place, so he's got to somehow get to the end, unless he goes on the ultras around about lap 31 or something, and then goes for fastest lap. But that again is a gamble in itself. But Edited Thorn is really matching the pace on Hamilton, even though
I'm surprised.
Yeah, that is. I wasn't expecting that, because I thought Hamilton would have the edge due to the fact that he's on the hardest tyre and the more grip at this stage. But looks like Edited Thorn's not struggling at all. Maybe he was a very good person to he warmed his tyres efficiently enough, or maybe he was trying to conserve earlier on in the race and not use his tyres as much, and that's put him in a very good position. And let me just look at the gap to leader.
Yeah, sorry.
Gap to leader.
I was going to say, you can see a definite. Yeah, gap to leader is 1 second to Hamilton, and Callum G's 7 seconds behind Thorn, so that's 8 seconds to third.
Wow. So if Edited Thorn hits, he would probably go in 6th or 7th, which will be really good for him actually. That'll put him in good stead. It depends when Hamilton pits though, but as I was saying, Edited Thorn goes into the pits. No, he doesn't. It looked like he was going to the pits there, but he had a last moment.
He's starting to fall quite a bit way before. He's starting to fall quite a way behind Hamilton now though. I think it would be wise for him coming soon. Although I'm not sure if it's risky in saying this. If he's made supers last 22 laps, is it worth going on the ultras? I don't want to say if definitively, but if you've made supers last 10 laps longer than they should do, I would have thought you could make ultras last a few more laps than they should do. But then again, you've got the issue of overheating with ultras. You haven't with supers. That's the only concern.
I think it's not quite 10 laps yet, because it's on lap 21. So I think if he does 3 or 4 more laps, then pretty much he's done the required he's pretty much done double than what you would expect, which is absolutely good stuff. I think I won't be surprised if you, even no matter where he finishes, I won't be surprised if he's a contender for driver of the day, because he's absolutely smashing it. And is he? Oh, I think I jinxed him, but he slowed down enough. He went a little bit wide there as he goes into the pits. I think if he didn't pit next lap, I think his tyres would have started dying. And Rampage.
Oh,
now.
Rampage.
I didn't see what happened there, did you?
Two. I'll go on board with Hamilton and see if I can try and find where that is. Yeah, Editor Thorne has gone on the Ultras.
Oh, that is.
I just want to say.
That,
yeah.
I don't know if he could do it, but knowing him being not getting the Supers to last for that long, he could possibly, as he just goes. Oh, he's very close, almost close to Epic there, and I won't be surprised if he's going to have the edge on him at the moment.
Vivian and Callum up the inside, and Callum has pitted again, so he's currently in a net 6th. Maybe he's going to get in front of Hamilton when he pits. I'm not sure that's going to happen. He's 24 seconds. I don't think the pit lane is quite that long. No. It's not sort of Silverstone long, where you're sort of 40 seconds in the pits length. But, and he's had a pretty decent race. And if he holds it together, he'll be in a decent haul of points as well. He'll help him and his teammate Aqua, who isn't here at the moment. Actually missing... I'm not even going to try and go through from memory. I'm not even going to try and do it from memory. Hamilton pits as well. See... This is going to be vital where Hamilton comes out. Is he going to... I think he's going to get ahead of Thorne by quite a long way as well.
Yeah, and he goes... Oh, what?
Hamilton's jumped Jason.
Wow. I was going to say, yeah. Not by a lot, though, but we've seen Sam's jump Steerage. Now we've seen Hamilton jump Jason. So could we see a double Mercedes podium again? We'll probably... we'll probably see a likely podium, the usual podium with Sam, Steerage and Hamilton. Wow.
Well, I'm not too sure what's going on with strategy at the moment, sorry, but again, as I was saying earlier, Steerage and Jason, when they were battling, they were a second apart. They pitted, and that made a 10-second gap. Hamilton and Thorne battling around a second apart, pitted a couple laps apart, and now they're 10 seconds apart again. So pit stops have been very, very wonky.
Yeah, they have.
This race, they've created some massive gaps. But yeah, I think Hamilton may be on the catch-up. But if he wants to catch Sam, that is a tall order around Austria, which isn't a long track. But if he's going to want to do it, he's going to have to catch by around 1.4 a lap.
Yeah, and that'll be insane right now. As Editor Thorne has got 1 minute 6 as a lap at the moment, which is a pretty decent there at this stage. As Blazer Gun is on the back of Jason. Jason is struggling, I think, with his tyre wear on the soft, I think, to go past. I think he's suffering similar to what I suffered last night in ILR3. The fact that he's trying to defend, but like his pace is just not there at the moment. So that's probably why. So we'll just see where he recovers right now, and you never know. And we don't know about the penalty situation though with these drivers. I think Sam's got a penalty. I don't think Steerage has though. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I'll get Jack to check through with us in a minute, in a few laps. As Hamilton's gone faster than the Editor Thorne at the moment. Oh,
Thorne's in dirty air, I think,
Hamilton
at the moment.
another penalty. Jinxed him there. Sorry, Hamilton.
I think there's been quite a few penalties this race.
Yeah, but not as much as I think what we're going to see later on in the season with USA. USA is just like penalty central, but that's going to be a while yet before we go to USA. So yeah, watch out for that, because literally everyone will get penalties left, right, and centre. Like it'll just, even I struggle to be penalty free in USA. But anyway, let's get back on track. Jason is, you can tell that he's weaving a little bit for him and Blazer Guns, I think. So I think...
Wow, Hamilton is on it though. He's gained 1.4 on Steerage that lap.
And Smashy
That's
Sam's got
exactly
another
what he needs to
penalty.
do to catch up to the lead.
So Smashy Sam's on 6 seconds now.
Let me check penalties. I can't bear the thought of not knowing what
Yeah, I
everyone's on.
can't either. I usually check if I'm not streaming, but probably 80 to 90% of the time I'm streaming, so I can't really check.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Sam, normally the cleanest of the clean, has got 3 penalties.
This is his first race as well, where he's got penalties as well.
Steerage.
Oh, Blazer Guns, good driving around Jason. No, not quite. He almost had it there. You couldn't get another chance on the straight side. Sorry to cut you off there, but that would have been a very good move from Blazer Guns. But Jason's starting to pull away a little bit. Blazer Guns getting more speed on the corners. A little bit of lock up from Blazer Guns though. So this could be his next chance in turn 5 and 6. I need to be.
He's actually fallen away a bit from the Red Bull, so I think he should be good. Maybe a couple laps, unless he has a moment. I was actually going through. I think this race may still be in the hands of Mercedes. Steerage hasn't got a penalty. He's got 2 warnings, but not a penalty. Sam has got 3 penalties.
How about Hamilton?
So, and Hamilton's got 1. So if Hamilton gets within 6 seconds of Sam, then he's got his position. Sam at the moment is at threat of going down to P3.
Wait, let's look at the leader actually. I will go back to the leader. Hamilton.
He's 9 seconds behind the leader.
So he's got to find 3 seconds basically, doesn't he? Roughly about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
3.2 seconds-ish. Which is doable on the set of the Supers, because the Supers last 16 laps. And these are on softer tyres and newer tyres as well. So I did see someone do that last night, and they pitted again, and then they went all the way back into second. So, but due to the penalties and stuff, so it is doable at the moment. So, could we see for the first time this season Steerage winning this race? He's got it.
Well,
I'm not going to jinx him anymore, because otherwise I'm going to get a telling off. Because I'm known for commentators' curses on this channel and other leagues I commentate on as well. So, not going to say anything more. As Blazer Gun is still on the back of Jason, but not quite enough to do the move right now. I think Jason, the softs are starting to come to its own more than the supers on Jason's car compared to Blazer Gun. So, that's why Jason is pulling away.
Yeah, if Jason and Blazer Guns aren't careful, they're going to see rampant McLaren in their mirrors as well in a minute of Callum G, who's catching them quite considerably. And he's going to be catching even more. Blazer Guns actually goes for a look up the inside of Jason. Jason gets a better momentum around the outside. And Smash Sam is still under threat of going down to P3. Steerage is not pushing at the moment because I think he knows about Sam's penalty troubles. Where are we looking?
Laser Guns and Jason. Laser Guns almost had the jump there, but not quite. And Revolution's disconnected as well. So this is going from bad to worse for Revolution, but Laser Guns looks like he wants to get one of his best results. But look at this, we've seen this, we were expecting it, and Callum is catching up. Rate of knots at the moment, 1.4 seconds. He needs to get to DRS straight though. So Blazer Guns and Jason need to hurry up and get the move done. Well, Blazer Guns have to get the move done now. Otherwise, Callum's going to get past him, and they're probably going to regret it a little bit there. So, yeah. And let me just check the leader again. Hamilton, 8.4 seconds. So he is gaining about a second a lap. So it is doable for Hamilton.
Yeah. I would have thought Hamilton will get in that 6 second window by the time this race finishes. He's got to get another 2.2 seconds, and I think he's actually having to lift off a bit because his fuel light is on. So he's going to have to run in lean for a while. His battery is still reasonable. Steerage is actually worse than Hamilton at the moment, surprisingly, even though Steerage, if I was Steerage at the moment, I would be coasting home. No question about it, because he hasn't got any penalties. His teammate has 1, so even if his teammate gets past, he only needs to stay within 3 seconds of him, and he only needs to stay in 9 seconds of the lead to take the win.
But he's on the Brits of getting another warning, and if he gets another warning, then he gets a penalty. So, saying that, even if you coast at home, you can't make too many mistakes, because otherwise you're going to be in the same position as the other guys around you that have penalties, and you have to be even more clear. So So as long as Steerage keeps doing what he's doing and keeps it clean, then he should be all right to still take.
He's gone back to the outside.
Is
Jason defends again.
Ooh, ever so
Laser guns and
closer.
Jason. Jason goes to the inside. He's going to go around the outside at turn 5. There's yellows in sector 3. I don't know what they're for. Blazer Guns locks up. Jason gives him room. He actually hangs it around the outside on super soft tyre. He's got more grip than the Red Bull. The Red Bull is going to have to concede in turn 6 unless he manages to hang around the outside. If he does this, that is an absolutely insane move. I do not know how Jason's just done that. He's hung it around the outside of turn 6 and turn 7 to retake the place. That is an absolutely wonderful move.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant there from these guys. They are, I think this is a battle we're pretty much going to see towards the end of this race right now. So, and Sam is pushing. You can tell Sam is pushing right now as Stewart's lost the second. Fawn's got a penalty. So that's going to put him more down the order than we thought he was. But
he's still going for it. Around the outside again.
Oh, he got a bit wide this time.
I think Jason is getting a bit fed up with that Ferrari, attacking him at every corner. He just pushed him a bit wide. It's actually just giving Jason a DRS over Blazer Guns, and Callum G is going to start attacking that Ferrari in a minute if these two aren't careful. Blazer Gun goes a little bit wide. Callum G doesn't get the best exit either, so he's not going to be under threat just yet. Jason's still defending that position. He's got 4 more laps to defend from the Ferrari. Can he do it? I'm honestly not too sure at the moment. I think Steerage is just starting to back off a minute because Hamilton has actually started to gain quite considerably on Steerage. But Hamilton, as a net result, is actually catching he's actually catching Sam at a rate of knots, and Steerage is losing to Sam. So from what was previously a gap of around 6 seconds, has come down to a gap of around 3.
Okay, so this could make things very interesting as well. Oh my god! Edited Fawn has gone off in turn 1. I didn't see what caused that, but that was on his ultra soft tyres. I think his ultra soft tyres are dead right now. You'll have to pit. You'll have to pit. He's been on those ultras for 10 laps now. That was a little bit of a mistake, I think, from Edited Fawn. But Blazer Guns, he needs to get the jump sooner rather than later. He's just not finding the pace at the moment, unfortunately. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's Callum G. It's 9-10.
He's actually made a mistake, Callum G, somewhere, I think. He's dropped back quite a bit. He was actually right up next to the Ferrari a couple laps ago, and now he's actually fallen down. He's around about a second behind, I want to say, just under. So he's still going to be chasing the Ferrari ahead. Ferrari ahead is still going to be chasing the Red Bull ahead, and dare I say it, Mercedes is going to be chasing the Force India. Ironically, 2 places ahead.
Yeah, so at the moment we have 2 Mercedes, then a Force India, then a Red Bull, then a Ferrari, then a McLaren, and a Toro Rosso. So we have a mixture of cars already, but we are going to have a Toro Rosso and a Williams not score points, so that is not going to go. Jason, Blazer Guns almost had it there, but Jason, what a lovely defending from Jason there. This is going to get very, very tight. They've got 2 more laps to go, Jack. And Callum is still catching. Callum is still winning DRS of Blazer Guns. Jason's not winning any DRS. So I thought Jason would be a disadvantage, but no, he is not right now. He is flying. I
think Jason may be in trouble soon, because look at the ERS levels of all 3 cars. Jason has got nothing compared to the other 2. Callum G is saving his ERS like no tomorrow, but Blazer Guns, he's actually fallen behind quite a bit from the Red Bull. The Red Bull just had a massive turn 6 and turn 7, has got away from the Ferrari quite considerably. I think the Blazer Guns may have overcooked his chances of getting past the Red Bull. Now under threat from McLaren. He's going to have to do a bit of defending. McLaren pulls to the inside at turn 1. Is he going to send it down the inside? Don't half-arse an attempt. That is the worst thing you can do in Formula 1. That normally ends up in a crash, but none of them come to grief. He's going to try and go around the outside. Is this move going to be done before they even get to turn 3? Yes, it is. Blazer Guns does not have an answer to the McLaren at the moment. So I think Blazer Guns' error in his battle with Jason, he kept trying to do the same move on him. And when you do the same move on a driver a number of times, they're just going to expect it every lap and just sort of rehearse their move in defending you and just not really be all that fussed about it. Hamilton is still not within that 6 seconds. He's gotten one more lap to do it.
Yeah, one more lap to do it, and it could possibly mean that Sam will probably still get P3, but Hamilton is going to try and push like though tomorrow on the final lap. Sam leads on track. He needs to leave everything on the floor if he wants to still get a podium, if he wants to get P2 away from Hamilton, because he's not going to get the win for sure, but he is going to get a podium at least at the moment, because Jason is so far back.
I think steerage is going to help him with DRS.
Yeah, steerage I think is going to coast it home. He knows that steerage is quite comfortable with this win, and technically, because steerage hasn't got a penalty and Hamilton has, he could technically let Hamilton pass right now if Hamilton had the pace.
I'm surprised they didn't.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't, to be honest. But if I was in that situation, that's what I would do. I would do a Hamilton-Bottas style in Hungary if I knew about the penalties, that is. So Hamilton's well on the back of him. I wonder if he's going to challenge steerage. I don't think he is, because otherwise you don't want a Hamilton-Rosberg thing happening as well. Going towards the final corner, Smasher Sam takes the win on track, but it's not going to be the win on penalty. The steerage takes his first win of the season, a well-deserved one actually, a long overdue one. He must be relieved after what happened at Spain last week. Sam gets P2, only just though by 0.6 of a second. If there was one more lap, Jack, I think Hamilton would have done it. So that was close. And Callum G jumps
Callum
Jason.
G gets P4.
So Callum G got those penalties. Jason in 5th, Bibbin in 6th. So good result for him. Blazer Guns 7th,
That's
Epic
Toro Rosso's first points, isn't it?
Yeah,
If
it
I'm
must
not
be.
if I'm
Actually, no. I think because McLaren were the only guys to not get points until like Bahrain or something. But I can't check the standings, because otherwise the stream is going to lag like crazy. So, yeah. Wow. That is probably, without a doubt, one of my favourite races of the season. So, because I didn't commentate.
It's probably my favourite so far.
Yeah, I didn't commentate on ILR3 Xbox last season. I was at rehearsal, or I was at a show, I can't remember, for Austria. I am very glad I was available now. And that we got 3 Brendan Lee. Oh my god. Oh god.
I think everyone's just running it for the meme.
They are running it for the meme, but there we go. I think Steerage is going to be pretty happy, like, because Steerage had a really troubled race last time about. He had a safety car, he had a penalty for speeding, then he got a penalty for a collision, which was not meant to happen, and yeah, I think that's redemption right there. And he said in chat that Austria was going to be his redemption, and boy was he right. Well done to ILRT Steerage, he takes the win. And Callum G also, and Leper did not, no, it was someone else who didn't get a penalty. I think it wasn't Leper, it was Revolution didn't get a penalty either. So Steerage, Callum G and Revolution didn't get any penalties out of the finishes. But anyway, let's go through the standings quickly before we invite them for podium interviews. We've got Steerage, Sam, Hamilton, Callum G, Jason, Bibbin, Blazer Guns, Epics, Edited Fawn, Leper, Revolution and Joker. And your non-finishers are Rampage, Hard and Vanquisher. Wow.
So, who is driving today for you?
Oh, that is close. That is close. Hamilton did well to get back from last to where he was and to get, I think, fourth. I can't remember where he was. But anyway, to get a podium. But I would have to say Callum G, because Callum G had a troubled start. He was started about 5th or 6th. Then he went right to the back. And then he came back again to finish 4th or 5th. So, yeah. I think it's between Hamilton and Callum, but I have to give it to Callum on this occasion.
Yeah, that was... Callum G did a fantastic recovery drive. I mean, he did a great qualifying, P4. He lost his wing at the start at some point. I didn't see where, and then he recovered to P4, so that was a great drive. I think I'll probably have to go for Hamilton, though, because he put in a mega stint on those tyres on the first stint. And he came out so far ahead compared to where we thought he was going to be. We thought he was going to still be next to Thorne, but he was 10 seconds ahead. So I don't know where he found all that time, but yeah, I'm going to give it to Hamilton.
Yeah, Well, at least we've got 2 different drivers of the day there. So, yeah, that is quite nice. So we agree different opinions. Let us know in the chat who your driver of the day is. I only have Steerage on my friends list, so I'm going to invite him. But I don't have... I really should add Hamilton and Sam, really, into...
I'm just inviting them from the lobby.
Yeah. So I invite Steerage anyway. He's invited. And Hamilton's joined. So we just got Sam to add. Hopefully he would come. Looks like everybody is in. Yes, they are. And first of all, we are going to speak to a long overdue winner, Steerage. Your first winner season 3. You must be relieved after that troubled race in Spain last week.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of justice, I guess. It's funny. I actually said to Hamilton, that's the worst I've driven out of the 4 races, and somehow I've won. So,
wow.
Just goes to show that.
Oh, I've got something wrong with the party, so I am gonna get another invite, hopefully. Anyway, I'm just gonna message him to see if he could send me an invite again, because literally I can't join. Don't know what happened there. Sorry, everybody. I don't know what happened there. Xbox party issues. Luckily, didn't play up to the stream. That would have been a nightmare. Anyway, carry on from where you were.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was just gonna say, I saw Sam had a couple of penalties early on, so I kind of made it my mission to not get any, knowing that if there was a problem in the pits, I could win without overtaking him. So unfortunately, I was held in the pits again, but luckily managed to stay within the time. So yeah, got the win. So well done to my teammate as well, though, who drove really well from obviously the very back. So to get a podium, I think is really good. We tried to orchestrate a little bit of teamwork at the end, but the gap to Sam was just too much for me, and I was a bit worried. So I was going to let him go on the DRS straight, but considering I only won by, what was it, 2.5 seconds?
Yeah.
I think it was a bit risky. So it's a shame to miss out on the 1-2 by 0.3, but we know that in Britain we'll be really strong, because I know that Hamilton is. So, and well done to Sam on P2 as well. So yeah, it was a good race.
Yes, and I was going to say about Britain, but you've already said stuff about Britain anyway. So do you think now, because you've had the win, do you still have a chance to catch up to Sam in the championship? We got around 8 rounds to go, or?
Yeah, I mean it's a big gap. I believe it's around 35 now, because obviously of my incident field Spain, where I couldn't really do anything there. It was out of my control. But yeah, I mean I'll keep pushing and try and win, and just see where it leads. To be honest, Britain is one of my better tracks, and I know Hamilton is the same. So we'll be trying to get our first 1-2 there, because I think we've just been a bit unfortunate. But yeah. The constructors was good tonight, because obviously Ninja Nuke couldn't race, which is a shame. He's away in Snetterton, so I hope he's enjoying it if he's watching. But yeah, it's a close battle, but we'll keep going, keep pushing.
Yes, and well done on your win there. Next we'll go to Sam. Almost had there for the win there, but due to those penalties, I think it was the first 4 penalties you got this season. But how was it for you? Was it fun for you, or did you find it difficult?
Obviously the race was fun, but the results not what I want. I had the pace, but just too many mistakes. I'm not going to beat those guys with them many mistakes, but I'll make up for those in Britain. I feel like that's another good track for me. Messed up qualifying again. I went out at the wrong time and I couldn't get the tyres up to temperature, so I couldn't get an optimal lapping at the end. And then start of the race, I had a good battle in the first stint, but just getting too many penalties, and I'll come back stronger in the next race and try and rectify that. I don't know what it were. I don't know, because I changed the camera settings yesterday, and I don't know whether that were it, but I just could never find a rhythm really. And I might send one of my warnings into the stewards, because one of them, I was going into the pits and I got a warning when I were entering the pits, and I were a bit annoyed about that. But overall, I don't really feel like I deserve to win, so P2 were probably the best position I was going to get.
Looks like you had a lot of fun with the front runners at the start of the opening stint of that race. Was it difficult to manage your tyres at that point, or were you managing to cope with your tyres all right there? Because you were seen to be struggling a bit towards the end of your stint. That's why you had to pit a lap earlier than anybody else. But that jump you got was amazing. Tell us how did you feel from that perspective, battling those people and keeping you close? Because it was insane to see you battling with Jason and Steerage there.
Yeah, well, the tyres were fine when I pitted. I just needed to pit because I knew I had all those penalties. I knew that even if I pitted on the same lap, I wouldn't have got out of DRS. Was the only real way I was going to win if I got out of DRS. So I had to risk it. And just every time, the one time I got into the lead, I went and made a mistake after that. But it's all right. I'll come back in Britain. I've still got the championship lead. And yeah, I'll go.
Is Britain one of your favourite tracks, or do you need to work a little bit harder to get that result?
Well, I feel like I've got good pace, but it's just whether I can keep the penalties down. It's all the European tracks pretty much. I've got good pace around them, but it's just keeping the penalties down that I struggle with.
Okay, so thank you, Sam. Well done on P2. And Hamilton, another podium for you, and you were almost going to get P2 there, but you almost had him by 6/10. But to get a double Mercedes podium, that must be good as well.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting 2 Mercedes on the podium. It would just have been nicer if I was up one more place. But yeah, I got a stupid penalty into turn 1, as I'm pretty sure most of the field did get penalties because of turn 1. But
yeah,
it's whatever. I mean, I'll still take a P3 after starting in last, getting around the midfield, which was very dangerous. Because some people decided to drive on the grass during the safety car and spin out and whatnot, and Vanquisher retired because he just drove on the grass and spun into the wall. But yeah, it was pretty much dodgems. I was lucky to get no damage, but I'll happily take a 1-3 moving on to Britain, where we'll hopefully get a 1-2.
Yeah, speaking about your stint there, you had edited Fawn right on the back of you, and he was on those super soft for pretty much almost similar time to where you were with the softs. Were you a bit worried that he was going to make the jump on you?
Well, I just was so confused, to be honest. I was like, I mean, fair play to him, doing like 22 laps, I believe,
yeah,
on the
22
supers.
laps, yeah.
Yeah, like my softs were on like 70% on the rears. Like the fronts were fine, but I don't know how he didn't get a puncture. But I don't know where he finished, but I've got to say well done to like tyre management. That was just unbelievable, to be honest. I haven't seen anything like that. But yeah, I wasn't too worried because he just started dropping off eventually after him sticking within DRS, because that's all you really need around here, is just stay within 1 second and you'll just stay there no matter what tyres you're on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite scary, to be honest.
And as Steerage said, Britain is looking to be strong for you. What are your tactics to make sure that you can get one better or possibly even a win?
Not get a qualifying ban for Britain. That would be useful. Simply my setup. I feel like my setup's really good. Let's just say that I'll be doing a lot of overtaking around there, and hopefully I'll be overtaking the person who's in P1 to get me the win. But I don't know, like aiming for a P2 at minimum and just getting a Mercedes like 1-2. That's all I'm aiming for. I don't care if I come first or second. Like I'm just taking that approach as a team driver, to be honest. Teamwork makes the dream work, and that was very cringy. I'm very sorry. I apologise.
I liked it.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your views there. Jack, any final thoughts before we wrap up the stream?
No, just probably my favourite race of the season now. There was just battles all the way through, and it was great battle between Steerage and Sam. And just well done for Hamilton on the what was technically your first challenge.
Did I win the Supercharge award?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Oh no, wait, you did?
What?
No, you didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Oh dear.
What was the
His
point?
dreams are crushed.
Oh, we're going to
God,
be hearing about
big
this for about an
bottle.
hour now. We thought, oh,
Ah,
this
yeah,
is
you're
so
done
cool.
for.
Oh,
What
God.
do you mean? Go fight the person that took the supercharge off you.
Well, yeah, that was probably the worst bottle of the century. But anyway, sorry about that. We're going to leave it there on that bombshell. Thank you guys so much for watching ILR3 Xbox. We'll be back next week in Britain, like we just said. And there are the other Xbox races to watch back if you are interested in that. And on Sunday, there's ILR 1, 2, and 3 for PS4 and ILR Americas to watch as well. So thanks for watching. I have been Jess. Jack's been Jack. We will see you next week, same time at 7:30. And hopefully I won't have a huge bottle like that. Thank you for watching and good night.